And we're back and down the track. Today we're going to do the player ratings for CSK versus KKR. I have my co-host who's in an excellent mood. Both CSK and Sunrisers winning, so he's very happy today. A really good game of cricket in the end. It looked like it was going to be one-sided, but Dre, Russ, and Cummins stepped up and showed KKR that, the opening batsmen and the top order, how to play on this pitch. It was a really good pitch to bat on. An excellent game. Don, how are you doing, man?
Good. I was backing KKR to win this one, but as things turn out, sometimes it doesn't go in your favor. But yeah, absolutely abysmal performance by the top five of the KKR team. It's absolutely unacceptable, on a pitch that's actually favoring the batsman, and you've seen 220 runs being scored, and you also saw the likes of I'm not comparing anyone to Dre Russ. I mean, the Dre Russ is brute force, but the likes of Cummins, who's a good batsman, and he showed he showed what you need to do, right? And it was just unfortunate that he ran out of support. He was playing a splendid innings, and if any kind of support, even if only Dinesh Karthik could have stuck on with him, I thought that KKR had just given the bag. It's unfortunate, but yeah, this is how things go in cricket. The likes of Punjab, Rajasthan, and KKR must be struggling with this a little bit right now. And of course, Sunrisers who've lost 3 as well. So looks like there's some sort of disparity being created between the top and the bottom half of the table right now.
Yeah, there's a disparity, but there's also fine margins. Like you said, if the top order did click and added 20 runs, that would have been enough for KKR. It's these kind of margins which kind of decide playoff spots as well, but still a long way to go. I think KKR has shown that they do have the fight in them. But like you said, the top order did not perform. But let's start with CSK. They won the game, and it was because of Faf du Plessis. He was the difference. I'll start off with him first. His rating, I think it was a remarkable innings. He controlled it beautifully, accelerated at the same time, at the right time, and he knew exactly when to rotate and when to hit. And it was just a treat to watch.
Absolutely. Fabulous innings as usual. I mean, he's with due respect to AB de Villiers, I think, a little bit on those lines. He always shows up, like how AB always shows up for RCB. He always shows up for Chennai. He's been very, very good for them. An incredible innings again, and I think he's anchoring when needed to. He's going strong when needed to, and a very, very good performance. And 9.5 on 10. I just felt that there's actually no logic behind not giving him a 10. I'm just going to give him a 9.5 because I'm a stickler for getting 10 points.
Yeah, I guess if it was me, I would have given 10. You gave him 9.5. Fair enough. That's we have different guidelines, but that's perfectly fine. 9.5 out of 10 for Faf, who was in the end the difference maker. And then Gaikwad shows that, keeping faith in youngsters, giving them chances, it does pay off, and that he's a talented player. He showed that last season, and after such a dismal season so far, he's shown up and played a really good innings here. A very well-deserved half century.
And credit to the Chennai Super Kings think tank. I mean, the management has backed him even after he's had 2, 3 or 4 poor games. They have the likes of Robin Uthappa who can actually open the batting as well, and he's an easy replacement for them. And if someone like an RCB or if someone like RR would have been in this place, I don't think he'd gotten the chances that he got. And he repaid the fate today, and that's what CSK is. The likes of CSK, Mumbai, Sunrisers to an extent. I think these guys back their youngsters and keep pushing them so that they can come good on pressure times. And this was one of those cases. A very good, solid innings from him. Yes, the pitch supported him, everything, but he's a very good player. There is a lot of talent in there and some very, very sumptuous shots. 9 on 10 performance from him.
9 on 10 for Gaikwad. No, I completely agree, and credit to the management. Then moving on to MOEEN Ali, he got out trying to up the ante, but he did his job while he was there. He made sure the run rate wasn't down and gave Faf kind of a lot of confidence as well, that he didn't put that extra pressure on Faf. MOEEN Ali took that responsibility on him, and that allowed Faf to play till the end. I felt. Your thoughts on that?
I agree completely. In the middle, when they needed to up the ante, he was the one who hit that 200 strike rate. I think it's 24 of 12, if I'm not wrong, his score. Even though a short stay on the pitch, but I think he did a pretty good job of going up bringing the ante up, and another good performance from MOEEN Ali, who's been the player for Chennai, the all-round player for Chennai. Unfortunately, couldn't bowl today because of a little bit of a altercation at the boundary line with the chair, I think. So an 8 on 10 performance from him.
8 on 10. Yeah, you're valuing that cameo and the situation of the game. I appreciate that. And then
of course you will.
Yeah, I have a bias for Moeen Ali, but MS Dhoni, man, striking at 212. What's happening? What's happening here?
That's six at the Wankhede, man. What else can I say? I mean, you know how big a fan of I am of MS Dhoni. More often than not in blue, but I mean, it's just always nice to see him score the runs. I would have Chennai lose every game, but him to do well because I'm a fan of him. Yeah, I think a good performance. I just felt even the way he got out, I thought was a little unfortunate because I think it was an excellent catch by In Morgan. That could have easily gone for 4. So I think overall it was good. It was, although very short stay, it was a good important stay, and in those quick runs that were needed to take the pressure off, similar to Moeen Ali, I thought was what was needed. 8 on 10 again for him.
8 on 10. Yeah, slowly the rust is coming off, slowly but surely. He's getting to spend time in the crease, and I think it was a good decision for him to promote himself, even though maybe like someone like a CURRAN or Jadeja would have been more lethal, but I think it's good that he's giving himself that confidence as well. So 8 on 10 for Dhoni. Jadeja, 1 ball, 1 6, and then your thoughts on his performance with the ball. He didn't pick up a wicket, but decent economy rate when others were getting hit.
I agree. That's exactly what I have to look at when 200 runs are scored. If your boy has given 4 overs for 8 runs and over, I think it was. I think if I'm not wrong, it was 32 or 33 that he gave in his 4. So I thought he had an excellent game as usual. You know, not the catches that we saw in the last game because there were not that many available because everything was hitting the stumps or going behind the stumps or something of that sort. But I thought he had a good game. Another 8 on 10 performance from
8 on 10 for Jade. 8 on 10, huh?
Yeah, I think for someone for a score of 200 plus, which is almost more than 10 and over, he gave 8 and over. So I have to credit that for it. And that 6 runs in the end, also a 600 strike rate if you look at it. So I'll give him an extra point for that as well.
Yeah, fair enough. And then RANA and Raidu didn't get to bat, so we're not going to rate them. We'll move on to the next player. Sam Curran got smashed in 1 over by Pat Cummins, but he came back strong. He showed mentality. Credit to Dhoni for backing him, but also credit to the youngster for coming in and holding his nerve.
Exactly. I think he got smacked 30 runs of 1 over. It's always, you know, when you kind of get hit like that, it's never easy to come back from that. Unfortunate, but I think he had the most important wicket in the game. I think if Ray Russ would have carried on, it would have finished in 18 overs, I think, you know. So I think that because of that, I'm going to give him a couple extra points. So I'm going to give him a 6 on 10. Although I think if he hadn't picked up that wicket, it would have been a 3 or 4 on 10 per kind of performance.
So you're going to give him, sorry?
A 6 on 10.
6 on 10 for that wicket. Fair enough. And then Shardul Thakur is just, he's not being that wicket taker machine, man. And again, very expensive today, 15.5 economy rate.
Yeah, I think a 3 on 10 for him. I thought he was very poor. Although he got really whacked. I think 24 runs in 1 over from Ray Russ, I think it was. So yeah, so it's always hard to come back from there. It was just not all you can do. You know, I mean, if Ray Russ is in that kind of form, it's always hard. So I'll give him a 3 on 10. I think he needs to do better. He's usually expensive, but he has a wicket or 2 always, and that's been lacking from Shardul. So he needs to try and see if he can work on that.
Yeah, so you're gonna give him 3 on 10, and then actually I said Faf was the game changer, but I think Deepak Chahar was the difference in the end, because in a game where 200 was average score, it was the aggregate score was 210. He picks up 4 wickets, economy of 7.25. He broke the back of KKR. Those, even if he didn't pick up even those 2-3 wickets that he picked up, all of them were all key, all 4 wickets. But the fact that he took 4 wickets, it actually gave Chennai such a big advantage.
Absolutely, and it was the only thing I'm going to say about Deepak Chahar is I think that the batsmen brought it on themselves as well. Some really silly shots as well, you know, that were not needed, that could have really been avoided. So I think I'm not taking any credit away from him. I thought he bowled brilliantly, but I just felt like the batsmen were just trying to go too hard at him. I think they should have respected him a little bit more, and maybe, you know, even if he would have gotten a wicket or 2, that's fine. 3 or 4 is way too many. So I'll give him a 9.5, but I just felt the batsmen were also at fault. And I just feel like if we keep giving Chahar brothers 10 on 10 all the time, there's going to be some questions over there. So I'll just give him a 9.5.
I like the way you think, man. Completely out of the box. And then Lungi and NGIDI coming in for Dwayne Bravo, picking up 3 wickets, a very crucial spell. He showed that he has the experience, he has the pace as well, and he varied it really well.
Absolutely. I think he was very, very good. He was, again, another pick of the bowlers. I felt like except for Sam Curran and Shardul, I think everyone else was good.
Yeah, they just got smashed.
They just it was those two really got tonked
They
around
both
a little bit.
put on a 100 partnership together, Karan and Thakur.
So it's 100 rounds amongst them and then 100 for the other three. So it's a little bit unfortunate, but I'll give Lungi a 9 on 10. I thought he had a very good game as well. I thought he bowled the more important overs as well. The hard overs. I thought he came in and bowled them well. So a good performance by Lungi, and I think he adds a little bit more depth to this bowling attack. And he gives them a little bit pace as well, which Bravo was lacking, obviously. So I think that helps the CSK side look a tad bit more formidable now. So 9 on 10 for him.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. They're a really, really good performance from Lungi and GIDI. I think that wraps up CSK's ratings. You can ask me KKR and yeah.
Ahead. Started off with Nitish Rana.
Disappointing, man. 3 out of 10 for me. I think he should have done much better. This was his sort of pitch. I think he would have done well. He uses his speed well against the spinners as well. Just not, he didn't connect it. After playing 2 good shots, he should have just rotated a bit and then gone for it. They need to show patience. They need to apply themselves the top order, and they didn't do that today. So yeah, 3 out of 10 for Rana.
Yeah, and then SHUBMAN Gill first ball.
Yeah,
unfortunate. The shot, it was there to be hit, but he just found the fielder.
And then again, I mean, it was there to be hit, but you need to know where your fielders are. There's only 2 fielders in the power play and you're hitting it straight to him. I have to dock a point off for that, because it's okay, fine, you have 5 fielders outside, you hit it straight to the fielder. I understand there's so many fielders in the deep, but here there's only 2 in the power play. So disappointing. 2 out of 10. I think he needs to do better, SHUBMAN Gill, and I think he will. He is a class player. It's just that today again he just misplaced it straight to the fielder.
Yeah, and Tripathi,
I think he had 2-3 good games, but today he was just he couldn't get going. Again, you should have watched NGIDI a bit, like not gone really after him, rotated the strike, but NGIDI bowled well as well. So I give NGIDI credit for that, but I have to give him 3 out of 10. You need your top order to perform, and none of them did.
Yeah, fair enough. I think there's just a thought that comes to my mind. I feel like I think KKR is missing a trick by putting 3 young Indians. But I just feel like, maybe having a Tripathi as your finisher is a good idea. Maybe bring him at 6 or 7 and try out Shakib at 3. I think he's an excellent batsman at 3. He plays for Bangladesh at 3 as well. He's an option. He gives you a little bit more steel in the middle as well, and a nice little anchor that people can play around. I think that's something that they can probably think about for KKR moving in the future. I just have thought that I think Shakib at 3 will work very well. Of course, in the place of NARINE, but I think Shakib at 3 in general will work, I think, very well for them, because NARINE even today didn't give you much on the ball. So it's just an option to consider for KKR. You lost me there, hello?
Yeah, I mean, you went slow motion a bit and then now you're frozen. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but your thing is a bit frozen, but you can go ahead. Yeah, I got you. I got your part about Shakib. I agree with you there. I just feel that, to be honest, they can play anyone. They really don't need a finisher. So I think they need a 1 down. If they can get Shakib there, Tripathi, play him in the finishing role, but like they have enough finishers as well. So, but you're right. They need someone in 1 down. He played well in the last few games, so let's see how it goes. But I think you're right. If it doesn't work out, it's 3 inexperienced players, right? Maybe that's why. I mean, Rana is experienced. Rana is experienced, but the similar type of players. Maybe change it up a bit in that sense.
And if you look at it today as well, you know that NARINE didn't give you much with the bat. And if you think about it, if Tripathi was there at number 7 to support Cummins, it would have been very, very useful for them, and they could have maybe crossed the line. So Shakib at 3, giving you that anchor role, kind of just give you a little bit of steel, and he can give you 4 overs with the ball as well. So that helps. And he can be that anchor in the middle. And the likes of Morgan, Gill, Rana, NARINE, Russell, DK, these guys can go all guns blazing around him, who can be the proper anchor for this team. I think that should be tried for 3 or 4 games. I think it'll prove worthy of that kind of chance that can be taken. But yeah, of course, the think tank needs to look at that as an option. But yeah, let's move on to Morgan.
Morgan, 3 out of 10. You need to do better in these situations. He's captains England. He's an international cricketer. He's the captain of KKR. He's an excellent batsman. These are the surfaces that he enjoys. I understand if the ball is turning, it's in Chennai, it's stopping a bit, but these are the wickets where you need him to flourish. You're paying him the big bucks, and I think he needs to perform. And today he didn't do that. I think he was trying to hit out a bit too early. Rotate the strike. These guys can catch up any run rate. They've shown it today. I think going forward, he'll know that he's a smart guy. He'll know that, listen, we have Russell, Cummins, and these guys can hit on these pitches. We just need to back our instincts, and I need to relax a bit, and I have to play anchor, basically. They don't have somebody who's anchoring the innings right now. They're all going too hard at the ball. The front 3 are as well, and the bottom 3. So they need somebody to rotate, and I think Morgan is that guy. I'm sure he'll know this himself. So yeah, 3 out of 10 for this performance.
Fair enough. Sunil, Narine?
And Ryan, I think he was good with the ball. Fairly economical, picked up a wicket. Probably ideally you need a couple more wickets from him, but I think he did a decent job with the ball. With the bat, disappointing. That shot, he should have put it away. I don't know. I know Jadeja is there, but still you need to place it, and he just didn't get his placing right. I'm going to give him 4 on 10. I'll give him an extra point for the wicket.
Fair enough. DK?
Dinesh Karthik, I think he played really well, to be honest with you. He did not get overawed by the situation. He didn't put too much pressure on Russell. At one time when guys going crazy, you get either excited and get out, or you consume too many deliveries. He didn't do either. I think he rotated the strike really well, and his strike rate was 160, and Russell's going around 250, 300. So he complemented him really well. I was very impressed with his innings. Well, I don't think he knew that Cummins had this ability. Otherwise, he wouldn't have got out like that. I just felt that he didn't know that Cummins had this ability. And that's why him and Russell both got out a bit too early. But 8 out of 10, 2 points deducted for not finishing it off. But I can't really blame him. It's not his fault.
Fair enough. Dreiras?
9 out of 10. 1 point for not finishing it, because, and what the hell was that shot he got out on? I really don't know, leaving it like that. But who am I to do that? I can never hit like no one. I dream about hitting like that. I don't think any international cricketer, for them, it's a dream to hit like that. The power that this man has is crazy, and he loves batting on these pitches. I think this is what suits him. The slower tracks in the UAE and Chennai and stuff, that's not his mode. That's not his style. This is his style. And when he gets the pitch that he likes, he utilizes it. And the reason I'm giving him a high score is because he got them back into the game. He got the game to life. 30 for 5, and you put on a counter attack at that time when 1 wicket changes the game. Unbelievable. Without that counter attack, they wouldn't have gotten that close. And I think, I'm going to talk about Cummins as well, but yeah, I think it was a fantastic innings. 9.0, 9 out of 10 for us.
Fair enough. And then Paddy Cummins, man, what a beautiful innings that was. Oof.
Nobody knew he could play like that. We all knew he could bat. We knew he makes 50s in the test matches. Yeah. He can get stuck in. He can time the ball. I saw him hit a couple sixes here and there, but I didn't think he can pull it off like this. Because at that time when Russell and Karthik got out, I was not disappointed. I was watching it from that perspective, saying that what can they do, man? It's they have the work cut out. But if they knew this man can play like this, in hindsight, it's stupid what they did, right? But who would have known? Who would have known this guy can strike the ball like that? And it was clean hitting. It wasn't top edges going for 4 behind, no ball, this and that. He was hitting the ball clean. He destroyed Sam Currans in that over, and he's shown that, man, I'm there. I can bat as well. I can bowl. And I think his price in the next auction is going to go a notch higher, because today he did not have the greatest performance with the ball. But this man is a cricketer, a complete cricketer. If he doesn't perform with the ball, he'll perform with the bat. I'm just taking a 0.5 off because he got hit for 14.5, man. Like, that's really expensive. So I'm going to give him 9.5 out of 10 because I think it was an unbelievable knock, because you don't expect Cummins to do that.
Yeah, he's in the team to bowl, and you can't be going for 15 runs and 15 runs and over with that kind of. Yes, the pitch was bad, but still, you have to be better. I agree with that. But sublime innings with the bat. Moving on, Kamlesh, Nagarkoti, he should have just stuck around with Cummins, man. What was he trying to do over there? Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
I mean, I'm not too critical on him. I know you were critical, but like, it's not his fault. Like, it's the top order's fault. He's put in that situation. He's doing what he can do. Did you see him and CUMMINS discuss in the break? One guy was so tall, this guy is so just, and they're both fast bowlers, mind you. They both do the same job, and just look at the difference in physique. Unbelievable. But I don't really blame him. I understand that. Like, I blame his bowling. I think he was very poor. I'm going to rate him on his bowling. I think he needs to get better, but it's his first game. It's a difficult wicket to bowl on. If he got a Chennai pitch, he might have been different. But you're not giving him any excuses. I think he needs to be better, but I'm going to give him a 3 on 10. I think he was very expensive, but not too critical. He's a youngster. He will learn. I think he has a bright future. The bat, I have a different point of view than you. I understand exactly where you're coming from, but yes, you have to play to situation, but he will learn from that. I think now when he goes in and someone tells him, bro, you need to do this, I think he'll learn from that. But that situation with that kind of pressure, it's bound to happen, man. You're bound to make
fair
a
enough.
mistake.
I agree. You're bound to make a mistake. But you just saw Paddy Cummins hit 30 runs. You're standing on the non-strikers, and all you need to do is just hit it down the ground straight. That same ball, same shot, just hit it straight down the ground. Take a single and stick around. That's all. I agree. He's young lad. He'll learn from it for sure. Varun Chakravarthy.
Varun Chakravarthy got a wicket, very economical. I think he bowled really well. I think he's the type of bowler you need a leg spinner with him because I think he keeps things tight at one end, and then the leg spinner will the guys will start chasing the leg spinner and get a wicket. But here there's like 2 off spinners kind of bowling, 2 mystery bowlers. I would like to see a leg spinner. I don't think they have a leg spinner, but I think he needs a bit more support in terms of wicket takers. Because he'll do the economical stuff. He's not on Rashid's level, but you know what I mean. He's that type of bowler who will restrict the batting. He's not easy to get away, and I think he bowled really well today. I'm going to give him a 8 on 10. I think it was a very good performance from Varun Chakravarthy.
Would love to see him and Rashid in the same team, eh?
Yeah,
the orange would be nice.
That would have been perfect because they both turned the ball the other way, right? One this way, one that way. So that's a lethal kind of thing. The only thing is they both also bowl quickish, but I think that's something what Varun Chakravarthy would love, like a leg spinner bowling alongside.
Yep, fair enough. And then to wrap it up, finally, Prasidh Krishna.
Yeah, man, he was very expensive today. 12.25 economy, almost going for 50 runs, 49 runs. Trying too many things. I understand it was a batting track, but also not picking up wickets. He lost that mojo kind of. I'm sure he'll get it back. I'm being harsh on the bowlers, but then again, every single bowler was smashed today. So, we'll give them a break, not in the ratings, but in terms of comments, I won't be too critical, but of course they have to improve. His job is to take wickets. He needs to work on that. Also, I feel maybe the new ball, try him out because he has that pace. I understand Varun Chakravarthy bowls well, but I think Faf is a good player of spin. Gaikwad has played spin in domestic cricket. So maybe just try bowling Prasidh Krishna with a new ball. He'll pick you a couple of wickets. That'll do well for his confidence. He has the pace as well. Make use of that new ball. That's what I'm saying. If there's any hint of swing, look what DEEPAK CHAHAR did. He didn't open the bowling with Jaddu or MOEEN Ali. He opened it with DEEPAK CHAHAR because he knew there's a hint of swing. So I think you need to extract that. So that's something Morgan has to work on. And Prasidh Krishna needs to improve. I'm going to give him 3 on 10. He was very expensive today.
Fair enough. I think that wraps it up. But tomorrow... Your thoughts?
It's a team who's very consistent. We're very surprised, but they're very consistent this season against a team who depend on 2-3 players. Rajasthan depend mainly on Stokes. I mean, Stokes is not there, but Butler, Samson, and Miller to an extent. They don't have Stokes and Archer. Huge loss. You can't do anything about that. I understand, everyone says, oh, but India beat Australia even with injuries. That's you have to give India credit for that. It's not easy to do that. Like, you can't, any team lose their best players. It doesn't matter what sport you're playing. It becomes difficult. It does catch up on you. But I still feel Rajasthan can do things better with what they have. Samson needs to step up. He needs to be more mature. He can be, this inconsistency is because of mistakes he's making. It's not that he's getting tricked over. He's losing his wicket. He's playing poor shots. He needs to be more responsible. If he's responsible, he can carry this team along with Butler and Miller. It can happen. In T20 cricket, you don't need 11 players every game to perform. You need 3-4. I know this is a very different kind of thinking, but trust me, look at Sunrisers today. Like 2-3 guys performed, they won the game easily. So not every game, but to get confidence, you need to win a game from somewhere. And for a game, you need 2 or 3 guys to click. And if these guys click, it'll give confidence to the rest of the squad, and they will chip in. The likes of Parag will chip in, Dubey will chip in, Tewatia will chip in. One more thing Rajasthan are missing is a spinner. I think they need to pick up wickets in the spinner. And when it looks at RCB, you tell me, how's AB feeling? How's Maxwell? How's Kohli?
Like as if I knew, but I wish. But yeah, I mean, this team is. They started well last year as well. They're the only unbeaten team right now in this season as well. So they're looking good. And they've been playing in Chennai, so there's the pitches are going to get better for them. So
I think they're shifting to Mumbai for this game.
Oh, are they the next game? Oh, yeah.
That's why I want to see their bowling because that's the only thing. Because they have improved their bowling. Siraj has improved himself, and Harshal Patel and Jameson have improved their bowling for sure. How do they bowl on these pitches? Is it the same old RCB? Then it might be trouble. But if they bowl like how they're bowling in Chennai, and of course they can't restrict teams to 120, 130 like there. But if they bowl better than what they've done in the last seasons and restrict in the death overs, then I think they have a good shout in this whole season.
If they can restrict them to below 200, they have enough batting firepower to make them win in these kind of pitches for sure.
They have, yeah. No, I agree. The batting power is not an issue. Maxwell, AB, Virat Kohli. The
All
addition
they
of
need,
Maxwell is next level because he's in form. That's the thing. You need players in form. If they're in form, that's it. Game over. 3 players will do the job for you.
180, 200 on these kind of pitches, easily with their eyes closed, these guys finish that game off. The top 3, of course, and the likes of Devdutt Padikkal haven't gotten going this season, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of talent in there. So these 3 or 4 players will win you more games than make you lose. So I'm pretty sure that's the thing. So it's just a matter of hitting them for more than 200 and then putting them under pressure. That's the thing. I think with the RCB, that's the only way you can win.
I agree with you, man. I think that
so
wraps it up.
Looking forward to it. Who are you backing? Just.
RCB are favorites, but I'm backing Rajasthan. Joss Butler is one of my favorite players. I really want to see him get going. I think this track will suit him. I hope that he converts his starts into bigger runs because then he can win matches for them. So I think that Bangalore have the advantage in this game. I just hope that for tournament's sake that Rajasthan win, at least take it close and fight. And if they can win, good enough. If not, then it's going to be very difficult for them. They'll have to do something because it's not just losing games, they're losing players as well. So as long as you have at least 2-3 match winners, try to win games, but it's going to be difficult. I think this RCB team right now is on another level for themselves. They haven't been on this level for a while. I think they're getting that feeling back, and I think a playoff berth is close, but we can't say anything right now. There's a lot more games to go, and we've seen RCB also slide down as well last season. Yeah, like you said, they had a really good start last season, but they struggled a bit towards the end. So right now the players are in form and they have to make hay while the sun shines.
Fair enough. I agree 100%.
All right, man. Thank you so much for joining me. I will catch you later then. Take care.
Thanks.